All right, hey guys, thanks for hopping on early today. It is Halloween and it is trick or treat. So I know a lot of people won't be on here tonight. And believe it or not, my nephews who are in high school and middle school have decided they are going to dress up tonight just to scare people, which is fine because as long as they want to dress up, Aunt Tammy will be right there. So I immediately was like, oh, I have to do the Zoom early myself. Um, so thanks for being on here. We're going to basically, today is the last day of October. Um, just real quick, there is still 10% off plus free shipping. This is my standard. I say this every time with a promo. Do not assume that your team or your customers have seen those emails or text messages or any of the Facebook posts about it, because A, it's the weekend. B, they don't get excited about Le-Vel emails like we do. And on top of it, it's Halloween. So you have to take the time to shoot a text or an actual Facebook Messenger and say, hey, did you see the promo? Hey, did you see the promo? Literally, that's all you have to do. You don't even have to go into like a ton of detail. Just, hey, did you see the promo? Hey, did you see the promo? Hey, did you see the promo? This kind of promo is really good for a lot of people because obviously we have the what do we call that? Double, triple. But there are a lot of people who love plus line items. And this is, to me, one of the greatest ways to get them, because not only you're going to get free shipping, but you're going to get 10% off. And for those of you in Ohio, and I know other states, but I don't know what states, now that we have to pay tax, that free shipping is awesome because that kind of helps offset our tax price. So do your due diligence as a promoter and send out messages, short, sweet, and simple, but send out the message. Don't assume people saw it. So I'm going to leave October there. We're done. As far as I'm concerned with this Zoom, October is over. Obviously, you still have today to get your goals and all that jazz, but it's done. We're moving on to November. You guys, we have exactly 2 months left till the end of the year, which is literally mind-boggling to me. But I'm going to be really honest with you. You are going to have to hustle your face off in November and December because you are competing with everybody and everything else in the world now. There's a holiday around every corner. There's a family get together around every corner. There's some sort of purchase that has to be made. Christmas is coming, or they got to buy the Thanksgiving turkey. You name it, it's coming up. So you have got to hustle your face off if you want to stay front of mind with people. Now, I also this is like a catch-22 time in life because people are going to be overeating, over drinking, all that stuff. They're going to be completely stressed out, yada, yada, yada. So they are going to need Thrive more than ever before. But again, they're going to be in that mindset. So you have to work extra hard to get in their mind, to help them understand how much it can help them, to help them understand what it could do for them. So remember, if you're just throwing out like graphics of Thrive, making pretty pictures, that's better than nothing is what I will say. But you have to talk to people about what they suffer with. So if you want to talk about how your Thrive is getting you through the hectic holiday season, if you want to talk about how your Black Label is keeping you from smacking your in-laws, I would probably hide them from that post, but you know what I'm saying? If you want to talk about how your Burn DFT or your whatever is helping you not overeat, if you want to talk about how your jumper cables are so important right now because you're just burning the midnight oil and it's so important to be able to wake up, and whatever it is you want to talk about, make sure you are talking about how it's going to help somebody, because I know it's really tempting this time of year to have like holiday sales and put the product in front of like a turkey or like a Christmas tree. And that's, like I said, that's better than nothing. But you really have to catch someone's attention because right now they are focused on purchasing gifts, putting back cash for Christmas, all those things. So keep that in mind when you are posting and you're planning out your week. So just looking at the blank calendar for November, I just want to call off some really important dates. Make sure you guys all have them on your calendar. The 2nd is free credit day, as always. For auto ships, we have the 5th, 10th, 15th, 20th. I have a guess that the auto ship for the 25th, because that is Thanksgiving Day, that is going to probably run early. I don't suspect that they would run it late. So I have that day circled on my calendar, and I'm going to start checking on that Monday to see if people are getting emails saying, hey, your 25th auto ship is going out on the 23rd or maybe the 24th. And again, that's one of the reasons why it's so important to look at the month overall, because it would be really easy to kind of lose track of the fact that the 25th falls on a holiday. So you want to be like preparing for this in your head. We have a goat training on Saturday, the 6th. There was something else I thought. Anyway, daylight savings time ends next Sunday. So you're going to have a lot of people, whining and crying about time changes. Although, Sam, we're so excited. We're only going to be 2 hours difference from you instead of 3 for a little bit. So that's like the highlight of that for me. So just make sure you're looking at that calendar and planning it out. Think about yourself when it comes to your busy month of November. Like, I know that Thursday, the 25th is Thanksgiving. So I am sure by the 21st of the month, my brain will be in what stuff do I need to have picked up from the store? Does the house need to be clean? Are we having company? Where are we supposed to go? A lot of people will have Friendsgiving, or they'll just do Thanksgiving the weekend before, the weekend after. So just keep in mind that with all that stuff coming up, you have got to front load your social media. You've got to front load your calendar with what you are going to be talking about marketing wise. So that's what I want to talk about a couple of things today. One thing we're going to talk about are samples. One thing we're going to talk about is batching content. And the other one is just a reality check. We're going to talk about number of contacts you're making with people. So first and foremost, I want to challenge all of you. That's right. Every last one of you, including myself. And trust me, I only challenge myself with shit I'm willing to do. This is a 10-pack from Lavelle Gear of sample boxes. Now, the nice thing about the gear boxes is when you order them, you can put whatever you want in this. So if somebody specifically only wants to try, I don't know, let's say Sculpt and Heat, or somebody wants to try Rest Gel and Chill, I can put that in there. If someone says, I want to do a trial pack, but I really want to try that new salted caramel, you can put that in there. So whether you decide to buy the 10-pack from Lavelle Gear, or whether you use, I call them treat sacks, like the little clear cellophane that you can get from all kinds of different, like Dollar Tree and party stores, stuff like that. I want to challenge you to set a goal of getting out 10 trial packs in the next 10 days. So some of you might be as lucky to be like, hey, I've got 10 trial packs, who wants them? And you may get 10 people. Some of us may take 10 solid days. Some of us may only get 8 out in 10 days. But here's the thing, if you don't take the challenge and you don't do it, you're going to get 0 out in 10 days. And now is a great time to be sampling and trial packing Thrive. Well, every day is good for that. But now, especially with people's calendars getting busy. So I want to challenge you to do that. I went ahead and put my boxes together yesterday. I've made a reel. I've made a couple posts. Like, I'm doing all the things to try to get these trial packs out. Something else I want to make sure you guys have seen, and I don't know, over the 6 years, this is probably my 6th or 7th one of these in some version, but this is the new Thriving magazine. It's pretty thin, but you guys, I honestly think it's the best one they've ever printed. It has something for everybody in here. It has a ton of information in here about things that a Thriver would care about, not just about Thrive. And then obviously there's the stories of the different promoters that are in here. And I will share with this, I'm not sure if I've shared this with just my team or this group before too, but when I was first approached about Thrive, I gave the product a try because I was going to prove that it didn't work. But in my packet of goodies or whatever that I got, there was, I think it was Success from Home at the time, but there was a magazine in there. And in that magazine, I read about promoters who I didn't know. So I knew that these were people who were all over the country. I knew these were people who were, in my mind, honest, because they got, a spread in a magazine, right? And I was reading about those people and the success that they had with the business. And it was that magazine that resulted in me saying, I think I'm going to try this as a promoter. So I was a customer first. At some point I got that magazine, and within a couple of weeks I switched to promoter. I didn't switch to promoter because my promoter that I signed up under was great, awesome, and wonderful and killing it. That had nothing to do with it. So remember, this is almost like a third party. Well, it's not almost, this is third party validation. This is like that 3-way call with some 200Ks from all over. So there's men in here, there's women in here, there's people in here that were flat broke. There are people in here that were like corporate executives. There's this one girl, she's so cute. Like I would call her like a hippie. So there's literally something in here for everybody. Jason Stewart's in here. So like there's people in here that we know. Q and Tommy are in here. We've heard them speak before. There's recovering alcoholics in here. I mean, you name it, there's people in here that's going to relate to somebody. So don't skip over the possibilities of sharing that magazine. Yes, Katie's in there. Yes, you have. Oh, I have my local schedule. Thank you, Sam. That was the other thing I wanted to throw out there. I should pay attention to the chat when I'm talking. So real quick, side note, there's a local November 17th here locally in Lebanon, Ohio, for those of you on my team or anybody nearby. And yes, Katie Coberlin is in this magazine also. So, I mean, there's literally everything in here from some recipes. There's some information about different destinations. There's some cleaning products. There's, did I say recipes? Stuff about improving your sleep. Like there's just really good articles in here. And then on top of it, like I said, in the middle, you've got those. So for me, I ordered a pack of these because these go to people who I think would be amazing in this business. So it's either, it could be a brand new customer, or it might even be somebody who is like, yeah, I'm willing to do one of your sample packs, but I know like on top of them being a customer, I would love for them to be a promoter. They'll get that magazine. I have some existing customers who would be amazing promoters. They're going to get this magazine. And then I have some people who I've talked to for 6 years about promoting that have never pulled the trigger. They're going to get this magazine. Because remember, whether you're successful in your mind or not, it doesn't matter. Somebody has already judged me. Like I have a couple friends who would be amazing promoters, but they're like, no, we're not as good at it as you, Tammy. We can't do selfies. We can't be on Facebook all the time. Like they just immediately compare themselves to what they think means success. And you guys know that Facebook posts are great, but that's not what made a successful promoter. It was talking to people. It's in the messenger. They don't see that stuff. So if they can read about somebody else who was successful that they might relate to more, that to me is key. So keep in mind that you have all these resources. And again, you don't have to order the cute boxes. I just think they're cute and they're nice because they come with the the 1, 2, 3 brochure, Doolally. But you can just use whatever. You can use a Ziploc. Yeah, I mean, you're okay.
So with those boxes, do you just put the label on the box itself, or do you wrap those boxes?
I'm just going to put the label on it. So I am going to tape it. Like I'm going to shipping tape it. And back here where it has like the barcode that is for like Lavelle themselves when they ship it to you, I'm just going to cover that up because that's a super cute box in the mail. Plus I'm lazy. I don't want to wrap it.
I don't either. That's why I was asking.
I think with shipping tape, it'll be okay. I would use shipping tape, not Scotch tape, but for sure. And then actually on the end pieces where you fold it over, I stapled them just because they kept flipping open on me when I was working on them. So that's just the thought. But again, if you don't have those, you guys, you can use Ziploc baggies and drop it at someone's door. You can use manila envelopes and pop it in the mail. Just if I do that, I try to make sure I get the bubble kind because shake mixes can get mushed and you don't want somebody to open it up and have it everywhere. But that's my challenge to you. So today is the 31st. So by October, we'll be back together on the 7th. But by let's just say October 10th, because that'll be 10 full days, not counting today. 10 trial packs out the door. So I'm just by next Sunday, let's just say, hey, I've got 7 out, I've got 10 out, I've got 3 out, whatever. Like hold yourself accountable. And remember, you can't, I love Sam says this all the time, you can't post and pray. You cannot throw out a sample pack post and then just sit there and stare at the computer and hope that people answer it. Yes, someone might. I did one last week and several people who commented right away were either current customers of my own or someone else's. And I even had a couple promoters on our downline say they would love a trial pack. So that is why posting and praying isn't always the best. I love having the post out there, but I also think it's important to get in a messenger and say, hey, remember last month when we were talking about XYZ, I've got a trial pack. Do you want to give it a try? That's going to give me a firm yes or a firm no or a firm maybe way faster than posting and praying. So that's my first challenge is 10 sample packs, trial packs, mini Thrive experiences, whatever the heck you want to call them, get those out the door. And then that was just my little plug that I don't think we talk about the Thriving magazines, Striving magazines, Success from Home magazines. I don't think we talk about them enough. And shame on me because I forget that that is the reason I click that promoter button. I forget, like, we have so many successful people on our team that I'm like, well, of course people are going to be promoter. Like when they talk to them, like they're going to want to be like them, but that's not always true. Just because you're successful, that could actually be the thing that somebody's comparing themselves against. So I just think it's so good for people to get to see other people all over from all walks of life. And that is why they take the time and money to put that magazine together. Okay, so batching content. It is Sunday. So you guys know for me, that means it's reels. I will have to pull my hair down from a ponytail. And as always, I will use a filter on Instagram to pretend that I have some makeup on. And I'm going to be doing my reels. So we talked about this before, but I'm going to go over it again. All week long at night before I go to bed, I click the reels button on Instagram and I scroll through and I find a reel that I think I could use that's either hilarious to me, because hilarious reels catch people's attention, mine included, or I might find something from a network marketer or from a salesperson who I'm like, oh yeah, like I could totally make that about Thrive. I'm sorry, I should have turned my ringer down forever ago. And I saved them. And so now today, once I have my hair down and my teeth brushed, I will open up my saved reels. I will use the click audio button. I will stand in front of my window or my ring light and I will whip out these reels. I will just get probably 5 to 10 done. It'll happen very quickly because I'm not worried about my background. I'm not worried about my makeup. I'm not worried about it being perfect. If you are not doing reels because you can't get the words exactly right or your timing is a little off, I want you to go back and watch the reels that you've saved that you thought were awesome. They're not perfect either. Like I can't tell you how many times I have saved a reel because I thought it was so good. And I'm like, I can't get it. And then I'm like, how did she get it? And I go back and I watch and I'm like, well, she didn't have it either, but I never noticed it. So don't be so hard on yourself. Just push them out there. I will tell you, I've definitely gotten a lot more followers from reels. I don't necessarily know that that equates customers. I did get a random customer out of nowhere last week. I don't know if that was from a reel or if that was just from that, you know, they log on to Lavelle and have to pick somebody and my name popped up. But regardless, if I'm building my following and I'm getting more plays or whatever you want to call it, then that means I'm actually working, at least I'm working the social media side of my business, because then I'm going to be able to start making more connections. I'm able to, hey, I saw you followed me this week, you know, let's get to know each other or whatever the heck it is you want to talk to people about. So for me, batching is a really big deal for reels because I don't like to have to film reels during the week because my schedule is just, I don't know, you guys get it. Your schedule's all over the board. So for me on Sunday, I can, like, Tom is out mowing. He's got 3 different places he has to mow. I know he'll be gone. I cannot film a reel if Tom's in the house. I get too super nervous. So I will get that done today. The other thing I'll be doing today is I will be looking at my, my 2 sheets I always look at: dog mom, wife, small business owner, gardener, travel obsessed. Those will be the themes of my posts. Or I will go like Motivation Monday, Testimonial Tuesday. You guys have heard me talk about that stuff a million times. But I'm going to do that today. I'm going to have my notes written down. I'm going to start making some, you know, I might have a quote in mind. I might have a picture in mind. For me, if I get that all planned out, I'm going to be so much better off. So that's my version of batching as far as posts go. The reels will be ready to go. They'll be saved as drafts, no problem. And honestly, I know we can save, someone help me. I know we can save posts as drafts in Facebook. A, I don't know how to save more than one at a time. And B, if my notification goes away that I have a saved draft, I can never find them. I'm sure there's a Google button for all of this, but if anybody knows, pop it in the comments for me. Because again, that's my all-time favorite. If you have a team page or, well, you guys probably in the customer page, those kind of things, business pages, stuff like that, you can schedule posts. So like I could literally sit down and do all the posts for our business today, but I can't do that with my personal stuff. So anyway, if you have a cheat sheet for that, let me know. Okay. And then reality check really quickly. I don't know how many of you are doing the 90 days with Maria. We're down to 60 days or whatever it would technically be at this point, because we're down to 2 months. But I want you to take the average number of reach outs you've done for the last 30 days. So maybe you're doing the 5. Why don't you save your post with pictures to your notes? I can, and I do, but I just would love if there was a way to like already have them and I could just click post. I don't know. I'm just trying to be even more lazy, more efficient. But yeah, no, that's where I will keep them. I'll get I'll gather my quotes or whatever and stuff like that. But I just didn't know if there's a better way. I'm always looking for a better way. I wish Facebook would let you schedule posts as just a regular human, but whatever. But so I want you to look at how many people you have reached out on average for the last 30 days. If you're doing the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and you're doing 5, awesome. If you're going above and beyond, doing 10, 12, 30, whatever. Reality check here. What are your reach outs compared to your activity? So I'm doing my reach outs but how many new customers did I get last month? I'm doing my reach outs, but how many trial packs did I send out last month? I'm doing my reach outs, but how many new promoters signed up with me last month? For me, I can tell you my new customers, 1, new promoters, none, trial packs, 2. So even though I try to do 30 reach outs a day, I'm going to double my reach outs for the month of November because I just feel like it. I mean, I know this, it's a numbers game. And if we aren't playing with those numbers, like there's a part of me, and maybe this is part of you guys too, but I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm doing the work. I'm doing the work. It's just a downtime, blah, blah. I can justify it all I want, but in reality, it's a numbers game. And if my numbers that I'm putting up aren't matching what I want, then I'm the only one that can fix those numbers. So instead of 30, I'm going to do 60, which makes me want to vomit just a little. But whatever, what else am I going to do with my daytime, right? So yeah, I want to challenge you. So if you're doing 5, do 10. If you've been doing 3, do 6. If you've been doing 10, do 20. Just take your numbers, double your reach outs. I'm not saying you have to double your follow-ups. I'm not saying double your social media posts, blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying your pure reach outs. And remember, you guys, a reach out is just anytime you talk to somebody about life in general. It doesn't have to be have you heard of Thrive? It's just going through your friends list. It's going through your followers list. It's going through your, what are those called? Stories, and connecting with people. If you weren't on last Wednesday's power plan, I showed how can I do it really quick? I don't know. I'll show you guys really quick. Where's the share button? Share screen. This to me is the quickest, easiest way to go away, Jobber. If you can go into your PC or go from the facebook.com, so maybe on your iPad or whatever, not like I can't do this on my telephono. Why is Facebook not loading? For Reels. Oh, okay, there it is. So I go to my profile. I go to my friends list. And then I won't do, you guys are obviously Thrivers that pop up first, but what I do is I'm like, okay, I'm going to talk to her. So I right click, open in a new link. I'm going to talk to her, right click, open a new link, talk to her, open, so on and so forth. So now you can see up here at the top of my page, I have these people that I want to talk to, and I haven't lost my place. So I can scroll, we talk to her, I'm going to talk to her, I'm going to talk to her. And then I can just pop in real quick and be like, what's this girl do? Clearly she roots for Ohio State football. Way to go, Sam. And I, hey, were you at the game? Or hey, did you watch the game? Or hey, where did you watch the game? I'm going to ask them a question of some kind. The whole like cute shirt. No, where'd you get that cute shirt? Ask a question. Take this, look at that cutie. We cleaned out the garage, packed more stuff, took, wow, you must be exhausted. For your shirt. I love you. But ask a question, talk to these people. So when you click and follow them, talk to them that way. And then when you're done, you can just click and keep going. So to me, that is the fastest way to do it. For those of you that have public pages, don't forget to also go to your followers button. This is a great way to find people who are watching you there was a lot of people I didn't even know were watching. Some of them are going to be Thrivers. That's fine. Move on with life. But this to me is the quickest way for me to hit 60 people a day. Now, the other thing you can do, stop, share. The other thing you can do is print your Facebook friends list. I can't think of the girl's name now, but she talked in one of our team Zooms one time, and at the beginning of every month, she prints her Facebook friends list. She has 5,000 friends. She makes it a goal to end the month by connecting in some way, shape, or form with every single person on that list. Yeah, I'm like whining about 60 reach outs a day. Like she's smoking my ass. Okay. She's also a millionaire in a very short period of time. So perhaps I should pay attention and learn from her, right? Just saying. All right. So anyway, you have a challenge to get 10 trial packs, sample packs out in the next 10 days. Batching of content, I cannot encourage you enough to get jiggy with that and start really thinking things through so that when Monday morning rolls around and the dog throws up on the floor and the traffic is backed up and yada, 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 you don't have to panic about your Thrive business because you already know what you're going to be posting. And your reality check. Let's double those reach outs. Let's really dig in. What is it, like the squeaky wheel gets the oil? if you want to stand out and you want people to be thinking about you and what you do for your business during these very loud, busy, boisterous next 2 months, you've got to be loud and boisterous too. You've got to, and I'm not saying be like in people's face and be rude, but just make sure you're consistent and you're always out there. Sometimes people will say to me, my God, you must be on Facebook all the time. Yeah, I am. I use it for my business. I'm so glad that you're seeing my posts. That's what I say. Like when people, because people will try to say it like shitty, like, oh my God, you must always be on Facebook. Okay, if you think I'm always on Facebook, it's because you're seeing my shit, because you're always on Facebook too. So yeah, I just say you're right. I am. I use social media for my business. I'm so glad to know you're seeing my posts. And move on with your life. But if you have people being like, what have you been up to? Where have you been? I haven't read. I haven't seen anything. You're definitely doing it wrong. You got to get out there. You got to share your life. So anyway, with that, I'm going to hop off here. Thank you for being on in the middle of the day. I know that wasn't easy for everybody. I will share the recording for those that aren't on right now, and have a happy Halloween. And let's kill it in November, you guys. We have 2 months left. What do you want to do in the next 2 months? Ask yourself. Bye.